All right, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, and today is the 9th of April. So right away, Sagittarius, I'm seeing here that the Sag who's listening could be feeling kind of anxious about something with the Nine of Swords. There could be sort of a deep-seated worry or something that you are really stressed out about here, and it could be kind of piling up in your mind. And when I take a look at what is it that's stressing you out, I'm seeing that it could have something to do with your work in life, your life purpose, the trajectory of your career, that kind of thing. And you could kind of be coming to this realization that what you're doing for work isn't making you happy. It's not fulfilling you with the Sun card coming out here. And it's almost like you know you need to make this change, or you know that you need to move on towards something that's going to make you happier. But with the Five of Pentacles coming out as well, there's a feeling of stress over if I do what I truly want to do, maybe it won't support me, maybe it won't financially fulfill me the way that I need. There's a feeling of if if money was no object, I know absolutely what I would do, and it's something that kind of shines into your life like the rays of the sun. It's something that makes you feel without a shadow of doubt that you would feel happy, you would feel excited, you would wake up in the morning and you would know, okay, this is what I need to be doing. But that feeling with the Five of Pentacles of, can I really make a living doing this, or can I really support myself doing this? It really weighs you down, and I see your mind kind of getting in the way here, and stopping you from pursuing what it is that you want to be doing. Um, Now, when I take a deeper look and I open up these energies, it looks like there's this perspective that you have that's pretty painful and that you may feel pretty attached to, with the Five of Cups to the Devil. With the Three of Wands here, the way that you're seeing the situation, your perspective is one of, oh, this hurts, this is hard, this isn't going to be easy, and there could be some self-limiting beliefs that you are kind of clinging to that you may not even realize that you're clinging to with the Devil here. And when I open up the Devil's energy, what we see is the Four of Pentacles, the Justice card, the Temperance card of, I need to be perfect, or I need to do things right all the time. And with the Temperance coming out here, this could be something that needs to be healed, or that's coming up to be healed through this question of, what am I supposed to be doing with my life, or can I do what makes me happy? And in order for you to kind of get over this hurdle and become happier with your life path, with your career choices, or with whatever this is, um, you're going to have to kind of relax your standards and your need to be perfect here. You could have some Capricorn or Virgo in your chart, and Capricorn or Virgo placements tend to feel a certain level of perfectionism, a certain level of, I really need to be doing this correctly or the right way, or if I don't do it perfectly, it's not correct at all, and it can't be done at all. But actually, that perspective could be really hurting you more than you realize, because you're holding yourself to an impossible standard, and it's actually precluding you from doing what it is that you want to do, or it's stopping you from doing what you want to do, and instead you kind of stay in this loop of, this is really hard. And what it ends up in is, it ends up in disappointment here with the Five of Cups, where you end up not doing that thing that you wanted, or not seeing the results that you wanted because you didn't even try in the first place, or you're kind of holding yourself back. And it's kind of a painful loop to be stuck in, as you continue feeling this way, and as you continue allowing yourself to feel this way, you end up just kind of continuously being hurt from it. With the Two of Wands coming out there, it's like you need a shift in perspective, and you kind of tell yourself, the thing that I truly want, my deepest desire, with the Star coming out here, just isn't possible with the Death card. You're saying, you have this perspective of, well, that would be great if that could happen, but it's just impossible, so why even dream of it? And it's looking like you need a little bit more chutzpah or oomph in your step. You need a little bit more energy, a little bit more positivity as you kind of approach this goal. You're thinking, what if it doesn't happen? But then on the flip side, what if it does happen? And it looks like the only thing that's really stopping you here is you. And so it really starts with your perspective, right? As within, so without. So, okay, so I see you kind of, reckoning with that, considering that, and, you consider, okay, I could go forward with this, or it could be really painful. And I see you kind of juggling that back and forth. Let's take a look at the Three of Swords in the center of your reading here. Two of Cups, Five of Pentacles, again, the Justice card again. There could have been something that didn't work out for you in the past, possibly something involving another person that was very, very hard for you to recover from. Or maybe it just felt like, oh, I'm hurting over that so much. Maybe you're still hurting over that. And it really affected your ability to do your work with the Seven of Pentacles. Sort of thoughts of whatever this is tend to kind of overcome you and kind of keep you in your head there. And Spirit really wants you to reflect on this because you may not be done healing this wound, whatever it is. And it looks like it could be tied up to another person. Show me the Two of Cups. Okay, yeah. So this is tied up to someone else, but at the same time, you're showing me in the current energy, I'm getting over this. I'm moving on. I'm not as I recognize that this cycle is closed, this thing is closed with this person, whatever it is, and it's time for me to move on. With the Page of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, to the Knight of Cups, you're saying, okay, maybe this cycle is really over once and for all, and you're just sort of beginning to look towards the next stage. So for many of you with the Temperance card coming out in the past, this could be something that you've been dealing with for quite a while, or an energy that you've been feeling for quite a while, or just a cycle that's been needing to close off for a long time. And you're at this stage in the current energy where the pain is still with you, but you're starting to reflect on it in a new way. And maybe for the first time, you're really starting to say, like, okay, who am I outside of this pain? What would it look like for me to move on from this? And to really let this cycle close and to move forward. And so you're kind of, I see you kind of being in between, in that in between space of, okay, I'm heartbroken and this is hard, and actually moving forward. It's like you're just about to take that leap. And this could be coming up because whatever it is, this painful energy that you were dealing with in the past, this cycle that needed to be closed, whatever it is, could be something that you needed to close off in order to really realize your dreams, or realize what that desire is that we were talking about before that you want to pursue. And you may not even realize that your pain over this issue was maybe preventing you from fully stepping into this new phase. And so I'm seeing that as you release the pain from this past issue, you actually begin to shift your own perspective about what's possible for you. And you begin to see, okay, maybe there's something else here that is possible for me. Something that I hadn't even considered before, or something that my energy wasn't even fully open to. And then I kind of see you beginning to move forward. And even as you close off this past energy, even if you don't consciously feel like you're moving forward, or things still feel stuck, even by approaching that pain and allowing yourself to consider that there might be more beyond that hill, beyond that mountain, even if you can't see it yet, just by doing that, you begin to kind of move forward and say, hey, maybe something else is possible for me. Yeah, and that thing that's possible for you is healing. With the Temperance card to the Six of Pentacles, it's like you're starting to think about, how can I care for myself more? How can I bring healing into this situation? What would it look like for me to actually heal from this, to actually feel peace, to feel happiness, to feel and let in the love and the light that your soul is kind of looking for here, because your soul is looking for happiness, right? It's reaching towards the sun, it's reaching towards that sunlight, and you begin to really, investigate, what does it look like for me to be taken care of? What does it look like for me to feel fulfilled? Which is possibly something that you didn't feel in that past situation, or you couldn't really step into that energy in that past situation. And so some of these energies that are affecting you that are painful, that are a little bit obsessive maybe, or that make you feel stuck, they could actually be coming from this past energy. Um, Even if maybe it feels like those energies are coming from you, it could be something that you're carrying over from this past thing that possibly involved another person, right? And so I see you kind of just now really stepping into that energy of what would a new horizon look like for me and how would that feel for me? And you're just kind of slowly opening up to that sort of energy, which is pretty apt for the new moon in Aries, which is all about, a strong new beginning, leaving behind what no longer serves you, and with the eclipse, really closing out cycles and opening up to a new one. So let's look kind of forward to the future here. We have the Hanged Man and the High Priestess with the Page of Pentacles. So the Hanged Man and the High Priestess both represent a very spiritual inward energy, and they also both represent Piscean energy. So you could have Pisces in your chart, or there could be someone with a Pisces placement in your future that has some type of significance for you. But really what I'm seeing this as actually is that this is really about getting more in touch with your own energy, really going within and tapping into your own spirituality. And what I mean by that is that this path that you're on and the answers that you may be seeking here are things that are going to come from within you that maybe you aren't really necessarily going to be able to receive from an external source. So if you're looking for some type of answer, some type of solution, or just sort of trying to orient yourself closer to a path that feels correct for you, that's really going to be something that comes from within you rather than something that comes from outside of you. Maybe there will be opportunities that come up, or maybe there will be other external things that come in to help you. But really, when that comes in, it'll just be aligning with the energy that you're already at within yourself. So if you are feeling peaceful and harmonious and productive within yourself, that's going to align with the external energies and be reflected back to you. But really, what Spirit is honing in on here is that it's going to begin and end with you and who you are. Yeah, and so Spirit really wants you to ask yourself what it is that you need and what it would look like for you to heal and to go within here. With the Hermit, the Page of Swords, the Six of Swords, you're going to start to move forward when you take a deeper look at yourself and what it is that you desire and what it is that you want outside of anyone else. What does healing really look like for you? What does success really look like for you? What does happiness really look like for you? It's going to be at times a very solitary practice, a very solitary experience, and it's going to be something that actually propels you forward is if you just take some time to sit with yourself and to really look within, and not just to do that, but to prioritize that energy and to prioritize yourself kind of above all else and your own sort of inner voice there. Let's take a look at the Hanged Man, because once you do that, I see you kind of having a realization, maybe a perspective shift with the Hanged Man. Let's take a look at that. Knight of Cups, the Sun, the Nine of Cups. Yeah, almost as soon as you go within and as soon as you kind of ask yourself, what is it that I need to know? It's almost like the asking of that question opens up the answer that you're looking for as soon as you ask it. It's almost like it just needs to be asked in the right way to the right person, which is you. And so if you're someone who's been looking externally or you feel bogged down by external circumstances, I'm really seeing here that once you go within and fully allow your inner voice to come out, it's almost like ask yourself questions as though you're on a date with yourself, or as though you're catching up with an old friend for the first time. And really just like if you have to meditate, if you have to create a moment with your spirit guides or with your altar or in maybe a house of worship, or just do something really special that helps you open up the channel into yourself. It's almost like as soon as you do that, I'm getting goosebumps in my face, so that's how you know we're on the right track. But as soon as you do that, it's like the message and the truth comes shining out to you, like almost instantly with the Sun and the Nine of Cups. And it's not something that comes out through the mind. It's not going to be something where you're thinking and you're like, this is the most logical course of action, or because I did ballet when I was little, like it makes the most sense to do ballet now. No, it's gonna be something that like your heart is really speaking to you, and it's gonna come when you open up the space and this time to be still and to accept whatever the answer is. You know, maybe it's gonna be something that, like I said, doesn't make logical sense for your career, or something that feels like it could not be easy. But there's a reason why this message is coming to you at this time. Not the message that I'm giving you right now, although that is also, you know, all within divine timing. But the message that your heart has to tell you about what your path is, there's a reason why it's coming to you now, and it's important that you listen to it, right? Because it's coming from your higher self. And when we say your higher self, really what we mean is it's coming from within you. It's coming from the part of you that understands your own life, your own experience, and that feels your own life and your own experience deeper than anyone else is going to. The sort of truest part of yourself, the intuition. And Spirit's really asking you to get in touch with your intuition, and what that is the part of you that doesn't stop to think or to question, but the part of you that just does, and the part of you that just moves forward, right? So let's take a look at that High Priestess. Your inner self and your soul and your higher self, your higher spirit, is asking you to shift your perspective out of pain. Whoever I'm talking to right now is probably pretty tired of those painful, sad energies, and you're probably pretty tired of denying yourself the desire that you truly want. And so your higher self is asking you to look at not just why you're denying yourself that desire, but to actually honor your desire and honor what you want. And so even if it doesn't feel realistic to go after what you want right now, or you have that realization, okay, I know what I need to do, I know what I want, it's just not realistic. It's almost like you don't need to uh, take that first step right away, even, or come up with a plan or execute it or any of that. It's really that you just need to honor that that's a thing that you want to do. You need to be honest with yourself and say, hey, I do want whatever it is that I want. Like, I do want to do that thing, and that's okay. And just kind of honor that part of yourself. And your higher self is really saying, like, don't sell yourself short. You know, don't tell yourself that you can't do something that you know you want to do. Like, just allow yourself to kind of enjoy it. And so I'm definitely getting that it's time for you to reconnect with your inner child, with the sense of happiness. If you think about, you know, how a lot of people parent their children, like most parents don't want their children to be, you know, worried about finances. So, you know, you're not going to tell a 5-year-old, I'd love to take you to soccer, but you know, it's just, it's too much money. Maybe you would. Maybe that is something you can tell a child, but it can be good to be honest with your children. But I guess I just mean that, like, it's not really something that they need to that you need to bog them down with, right? Like, we're not gonna like explain to our children how taxes work, and that, you know, we didn't get as big of a tax return as last year when they're so little. You know, you kind of just want them to enjoy themselves. And so maybe if you can't take them to soccer, you'll just be like, I can't take you to soccer, but I can get you an ice cream cone or something like that. You know, like, you want your child to really enjoy themselves without having to worry about those practical things. And then we as the adults will kind of try to handle those more practical things ourselves, because we're adults, you know. But there's something where it's almost like you have to face your inner child and go to your inner child and say, hey, like, you don't have to worry, you know, you can just enjoy yourself and you can enjoy the process. And it's not to say that you won't still have to deal with those practical constraints or that those things won't come up, but even just finding a way for yourself to feel your desires without all the practicality and all the logistics coming in, and just saying, like, okay, like, go enjoy yourself, I think will be very helpful for you. And that's actually the first step. And you could be kind of thinking, well, the first step has to be material, or I have to put myself on the right path, or I have to at least do something to show that this is real in the real world or in the tangible space, in the 3D. But it really starts in the 5D, and it starts in your heart, and it starts with the visualizations that you have. And so you need to create a space within yourself where you can visualize that thing, without worrying about it and without trying to find, a way to execute it or to make it quote unquote real. Allow it to be real because you're thinking about it and because you're feeling it, and allow that feeling to kind of guide you forward. And that's really what the first step is going to be here with the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, and then I'm seeing once you allow yourself that space to feel what it is that you want, it's almost like you're going to have a shift in your perspective about how you can make this real and what you need to do to go from that Five of Pentacles to the Six. And you're going to kind of understand, like, okay, like now that it is possible within me, it's going to feel so much lighter. It's going to feel so much more possible. And you're going to have some type of idea or some type of realization about how you can make this more realistic for you, just because you've opened up so much more space within yourself about what's possible, that it's almost going to be like obvious to you what it is that needs to be done in order for this to become more of a reality, right? Like, if there's some type of step that you need to take that would make it easier, if there's someone that you need to reach out to, whatever it is, it's almost like the path is going to clear for you in your actual real tangible material life once you open up the space within yourself to desire it and to want it and to feel it and to consider it as a real possibility. And I see that whatever that new step is, or that sort of answer in terms of making it real in your material world, is it's going to kind of come crashing in really suddenly with the Tower. It's going to be like, maybe you're going to think, how did I not see that before? Or you're going to be looking at things in a different way, where you're going to understand, like, oh, this is how I can do that, or this is how it's possible, right? And again, part of that is just going to be realizing that things aren't quite as bad as maybe you thought they were. Like, it's going to come along with that energetic shift. And so the pain that was blocking you there, that possibly had to do with a past sort of situation, suddenly it's going to feel a lot easier, or maybe you're going to feel a lot more supported by other people around you, or you're going to realize, I have more pathways in front of me than I realized. It's really easy for us to get caught up in the past and get caught up in what it is that we knew to be true in the past. And I'm seeing that once you just allow yourself to kind of dream about this, you're going to also realize how much else in your life is working for you. And so, like I said, it's going to kind of come from within. It's not just going to be like, this thing that's going to suddenly change in your life. It's going to take a perspective shift from you, and it's going to really take you going within and saying, what is it that I want? What is it that I desire? And what if I just let myself want that? So don't get too caught up in how you can make this a material reality, because that's just going to come in by itself once you open up the space within you to dream and to be more possible and to feel more possible about whatever this is. And sort of as you heal, you're going to see some very real solutions kind of pop up in your material world as well. So this has been a great reading. I'm really enjoying this. Let's get 3 cards of advice from the universe before we close out the reading. Two of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. The advice is to understand that whatever that past thing is with that past person, that it ended so that you could relax. And so really take this time to relax, and if you need to shift your perspective from one of, when is that past thing going to come back, or I miss that past thing so much, or that past thing was so hard or so good, or whatever it is, like, Spirit really wants you to know, like, that ended so that you could relax, and so that you could enjoy yourself, and so that you could step into your own energies. And so they're just kind of affirming that for you and wanting you to know, like, it's okay. Like, that cycle is closed for a reason, and it's so that you can really really rest and really restore yourself and really relax your mind. So take some time to do that. Take some time to go within and restore yourself. So that's what I have for you today, Sagittarius. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.